Hi, my name is Dr. Cynthia Stewart. I am the Assistant Director and Academic Internship Program Manager for the Center for Experiential Learning here at Loyola University. Today, I'm going to talk about the engaged learning requirement for all undergraduate students at Loyola University before they graduate. Within the Center for Experiential Learning, our purpose is to collaborate with community, the staff, and faculty, as well as students, where we are all co-educators. It's an opportunity for us to coordinate, develop, support, and implement academic experiential learning opportunities for all undergraduate students. Back in 2012, Loyola instituted what is called engaged learning. It's an opportunity for students within courses to be able to do experiential learning opportunities within the classroom and outside the classroom. It's an opportunity for them to embed opportunities for them to be able to incorporate what they learned in theory within courses and apply those to the experiential learning opportunities for which they will engage. It's an opportunity for them to reflect as well and synthesize their learning. There are 5 areas within the engaged learning. 3 of those areas are the focus areas of the Center for Experiential Learning: service learning, undergraduate research, and academic internships, which I will talk about each one of those individually. Public performance and field work are not within our department, but we are able to support those departments if needed. Public performance is pretty much for any student who are working in the area of music or in dance. Field work is for students who are doing clinical placements, whether it's with social work, whether it's with nursing, or if it's pre-med. Those are areas for which we support those, but we do not provide services to those areas. I will start with service learning. Service learning is an opportunity for students to be able to engage within the classroom, a pedagogy of learning within the area of service learning. It's an opportunity where students are able to build relationships with the community. Students are required within courses to take 20 hours of service within a semester. While students are taking courses, they are able to do a service learning project either within individually or as a class. They can be grouped with other students, or they could do an individual service learning project with a community organization. The community organization could be within the Rogers Park area or anywhere within the Chicagoland area. It's an opportunity for students to also to critically think about their lived learning experience. And it's also an opportunity for students to be able to consider the common good, which is one of the core values of Loyola. Within the last academic school year, within service learning, we had almost 3,000 students to participate in over 300 agencies throughout Chicago. We had almost 31 different departments that offer service learning courses. Within 147 courses within the academic school year of 2018-2019, 104,825 hours were accomplished by those students. The next area is undergraduate research. Undergraduate research is an opportunity for students that are focusing on areas of, let's say, psychology, it could be biology, any form of social sciences where they could enrich their research opportunities. It's an opportunity for them to develop their skills and to learn more from a research standpoint about their discipline or their field. It's an opportunity for them to also prepare for a career after graduation. We have what's called the Loyola Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program, which is called LUROP. It's an opportunity for students to gain graduate level research experience and acquire skills and knowledge about their field, all while pursuing their bachelor's degree. The undergraduate research is an opportunity for students to be able to work with a faculty member or with a graduate student mentor, and it's an opportunity for them to do research in various areas. There are various faculty who have labs within their various fields, and students can mentor, can use those faculty members as mentors for a research project. For example, for the psychology department, there's a faculty member who has a resiliency lab. Within that resiliency lab, she allows students to go out into the community and conduct research projects on the south side of Chicago. That faculty member also allows those students to do those research opportunities and to produce articles. Another area is where students could be in a lab with a biology professor or a chemistry professor, and they're able to then do research on whether it's animals, whether it's things in regards to nature, whether there's things in regards to climate change. Students can work with a faculty member and a graduate student in order to do research projects. This is a great opportunity for students to also use this opportunity to be able to do research and have an opportunity to do conference presentations, as well as they could produce articles with faculty members. Faculty members also take this opportunity to be able to mentor the students to help them to produce a project at the end of the semester, or it might be a year-long project. There are over 17 fellowships that are available for students that they could apply. The deadline for those are by March 1st each academic school year. These fellowships are opportunities where students could be a mentor with a faculty member and work on a particular project. It's an opportunity for students to be able to get funding between $1,000 and up to $2,000 to work with a faculty member on a particular research project. Within the last academic school year, we had 257 students that was able to apply for these fellowships. There were 83 mentors and there were 30 majors that were focused on this area. The picture behind you actually shows you what we do. That's called the Weekend of Excellence. It's always in April and always towards the last weeks before the semester of the calendar year ends. As you see, this is an opportunity where students were doing research, and it was an opportunity for them to present in a symposium conference-like setting on campus, where they were able to talk to faculty members, talk to their peers, talk to their family members as they came on campus, and they were able to share the research projects that they worked on. So this is a great opportunity, even if students are not part of LUROC, but if students are in other courses, that they could actually use these opportunities to share with others projects that they worked on. Either it was in their psychology class, it could have been in their social work class, it could have been in their history class, it could have been even in their dance class, where they actually would have that opportunity to share with individuals projects that they worked on. So we at Loyola like to have that opportunity for students to get this experience before they graduate from college. Another opportunity within our department that we provide for our students is what's called the Social Justice Internship, or SJI. It's a grant program that's provided for 13 students to apply for this academic year program. It's a cohort model where students apply, and if they are selected, they are able to work at a local organization, and some of those organizations are Catholic Charities, Misericordia, a nonprofit organization called Going Forward. It's an opportunity for students to be in a course, but also work at one of these organizations through an internship. They're provided a $4,000 educational grant, and that money can be used towards their tuition or however they would need to use that money. It's an opportunity for 2 semesters for students to begin to grapple with real world issues related to service and social justice. It's a great opportunity for our Loyola students to apply. Now about academic internships. That is the area for which I handle all of the undergraduate academic internships for the undergraduate students. There's a difference between academic internships and just a traditional internship. A traditional internship is where students would be able to apply to a company for an internship, and they would work with that internship with that company, but there's no academic course associated with it. The thing with a traditional internship without a course is that students are at that internships. There is no faculty member, or there's no liaison. There's no one to help to support them via Loyola with that traditional internship. But with an academic internship, students are in a course and they have a faculty member who is a liaison. I am also one of those liaisons to help students with that process. And they have the internship with a particular organization. It could be a nonprofit organization. It could be a government organization. It could be a for-profit organization. Many students might be interning based upon their field of study. They might be working at Misericordia. They might be working with Catholic Charities. They might be working for Lakeview Pantry. They might be working with a bank like JP Morgan Chase, or with a financial institution like Morgan Stanley. They might be at a political office like an alderman's office, or they might work for a congressman, or they might be working at a hospital if they're a nursing student, or if they are a healthcare administration student. So there are a plethora of organizations for which we partner with in order to provide these resources for our students. So with students that are in academic internship courses, they have to meet a requirement of 100 hours depending on their department. There are some departments like communications that require students to do 150 hours. The nursing department might require students to do 120 hours. It just depends on that particular department. But based upon that, students have to do 100 plus hours within that semester in order to get three credits. Here at Loyola, we do not place students in internship sites. We actually can help and assist students, but we do not place students. It is upon students to look for those internships. They can work with the Career Development Center. They can come to my office and meet with me, but we do not place students. But we will provide any assistance that we can. For the 2018-2019 school year, we had over 1,500 students that were doing academic internships. We had almost 700 community partners that had students as internships, that were interns, and then we had over 31 academic internship courses. One of the other good things is that students can also go off campus and do academic internships. 2 programs that we have is students can go to our Rome Center. The Rome Center is where students can apply and they can actually do academic internships actually in Rome for a semester. So it's called the John Felice Rome Center. Students could apply for that and they could actually take courses, whether it's the fall semester, spring semester, or the summer semester. And within that, students would also be placed at an internship site in Rome. And they would also take courses. Students would have the opportunity to learn Italian with the internship coordinator, as well as they are able to be able to visit all parts of Italy while they're there. There are other opportunities where students can also go to the Rome Center without taking an academic internship. That is through our international study abroad program. And if you're interested in that, I would say look for that resource on the Loyola website. The other opportunity is our Washington, D.C. program. It's an opportunity for students to get off campus, move to Washington, D.C., be with a cohort of other students, and they take courses, and then they also have an internship. A lot of students are interning at the White House, they're interning with senators, with congressmen, with various organizations within DC, and they're also taking classes. It's a great way for students to get off campus and experience another learning opportunity that's not in Chicago. This map shows you some of the places for which a lot of our students have interned throughout the Chicagoland area. Within the Chicagoland area and even in the suburbs, there are plenty of opportunities for Loyola students to be able to intern, to do service learning, to do research, as well as to do the social justice internship program for which I spoke about. There are other opportunities as well if students live in the suburbs and they are not able to do internships within Chicago and they are commuting from home. So there are other opportunities as well. All internships are not just in Chicago, but we also have internships also in the suburbs. During the summer months, if students are not on campus, they could work with their faculty member in order to find out if they could take their course as well as do their internship out of state. So that's something for which students could be able to talk with their faculty member about those opportunities. These are just some testimonies from some of our students just about their engaged learning. So this is Patrick. He graduated in 2014. It was a couple of years ago, but he talked about at the heart of the social justice and engagement. He was one of our social justice interns. And he said that it gave him the tools and it challenged him to actually use those various tools. This is Kendall. Kendall, who will be graduating in a couple of years, she said that she loved the opportunity to have hands-on experience and it was an opportunity to be a visual learner. She was able to get outside of her classroom and to be able to experience so many various things. She was able to do home visits and to physically help with patients and families at the internship site for which she was at. Here's Andrew, or Andy. He talked about how it impacted his time at Loyola. Again, he talked about this hands-on experience. He was able to gain so much knowledge on the research project, on what it means to apply his academics, and also he had an opportunity to work on grants and proposals, and all of this stuff enriched his learning opportunity through his research project. Mario, who is another student who was part of the social justice internship, and actually Mario actually participated in not just the social justice internship program, but he also did one of our service learning courses and he did one of our academic internship courses. That's one thing about this engaged learning, is that students do not just have to do one. They could do all three of the areas, four of the areas, and that's one good thing, is that they could test out during an academic internship program. They could test out what it means to do service learning. They could test out if they want to do research, and they could get credit for all of those. Not just doing just one, but they could do all three of those areas. So Mario, who is actually our student government president, he talked about through his reflection that he had the opportunity to exchange ideas with his peers. And then he was also able to face social justice issues that was taking place, not only on campus as the student government president, but also within the city and within the world. He also talked about that it was an opportunity for him to prepare himself for his future when he graduates this current school year. One of the new things at Loyola is that we implemented what's called Handshake. Handshake is a new career portal that we implemented last summer. It's a collaboration with our Career Development Center, where this is the portal where students can go on this portal and they have an opportunity to see what employers are offering. So whether employers are offering just traditional internships that I talked about, or if they are offering academic internships, or if they're offering service learning opportunities, and some employers are offering full-time jobs, part-time jobs, as well as we have some of our campus partners that are offering on-campus jobs for our students. So on-campus jobs could be federal work study, on-campus jobs could be with our admissions office. It could be with our community service and actions office. It could be with our first, second year advising office. It could be with our tutoring center. So there are on-campus opportunities as well for our students. So Handshake is a great way for our students to go on that portal and look at various opportunities. One good thing about Handshake is that there are over 1,000 universities that are using Handshake. So it's a competitive process where employers could click on the various universities and be able to see what students they could have to be able to apply for their opportunities. One good thing about Handshake is that students could also schedule meetings in order to meet with career advisors, in order for those individuals to go over their resumes, to go over their cover letters. So this is a great tool for students to be able to use Handshake as a resource as they look for engaged learning opportunities or for employment opportunities. So this is one of the reflections that came from one of our academic internship site supervisors. Candace actually is one of the volunteer program coordinators at Lakeview Pantry, which is maybe about 15 minutes from campus. It's one of the local pantries that service various individuals in the community. So she talked about one of the students who was actually in the class that I teach, and she was interning with Candace, and she talked about that the students was able to actually work with over 4,000 volunteers servicing the various individuals in the community as they came for social services. She talked about it was an opportunity for her for the student to also work on a Saturday and to provide programming not only for the individuals that came, but also she was able to supervise some of the volunteers. So it was a great opportunity for the student to learn leadership qualities and to be able to make an impact with those within the community. So any questions that you might have, the next slide will give my contact information. I would love to answer any questions that you might have in regards to engaged learning. I hope that this was helpful information, and I look forward to hearing more from you and from your students when your children or child, when they come to Loyola. So here's my contact information. There's my email address, cstewart8@luc.edu, or you can send a general email to the Center for Experiential email address, which is experiential@luc.edu. I thank you so much for this opportunity to talk to you about engaged learning. I hope that this was helpful information for you. It's a great opportunity for Loyola students to engage outside the classroom as well as within the classroom, just great opportunities. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.